Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode, Getting Well with Terry and Friends, MLB Trends and Betting Picks. I am Terry, ready to break down today's MLB slate. A bunch of good spots to talk about today. A lot of spots I really like in the MLB, and we've got some afternoon games. So we're going to get right into it quickly with the recap. And then, of course, after the MLB show, I'll be going over CFL futures with Nick Earl. So make sure to tune into that. But we're going to jump right into it because we've got a busy slate here. And we will take a look at what happened yesterday on the show. Freddie Freeman, over 1.5 bases, plus 106 was a nice winner. He got 3 bases in the game. Mark Vientos, which was an addition I added after the show, over 1.5 bases, didn't get there. He got a late hit. Unfortunately, it was just a single over home run. Did not cash either. Yankees run line was one of my premium plays. So it was my exclusive play of the day on picks and parlays. A 5-1 win for the Yankees there. A nice plus 135 cash with the Yankees, who just dominate the Minnesota Twins. Juan Soto over 1.5 bases, which was my favorite player prop of the day. The full 1 unit play unfortunately lost. He didn't even get a hit. So that was an unfortunate spot for Soto. So no hit, no home run either. Judge didn't hit a home run either. So overall, that game 1-3, not the best, but glad that the run line cash there. The Baltimore Orioles game. I'll just scroll up right here. The Baltimore Orioles game was great. Obviously, I gave out Baltimore minus 1.5 in the show, a premium play, which was a nice winner. Santander and Henderson both did not get home runs. So quarter unit losses there, but they both got multiple bases. So 2 wins there. And then after the show, I added Baltimore team total over 4.5, which I posted on Twitter. And the Orioles with the nice win there, 10-1 win against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Yankees own the Twins, and the Orioles own the Blue Jays. That's what's been happening recently between the teams. Seiya Suzuki over 1.5 bases and RBI, both unfortunately lost. And that brings us to today's thank you play of the day. So allow me to get that up here. Let's see. Little issues with this. Here we go. Today's thank you of the day.
Swing and a high fly ball hit to right. That's at the track. That's at the wall. That ball is gone. Dubon had it hit off the leather and ricochets into the seats. And Nolan Gorman's homer barrage has continued tonight. It's 7-5.
Was there any doubt on who was going to get the thank you segment of the day? It's Nolan Gorman. Why? Well, because we tripled up on him. We had him for a home run at plus 390, over 1.5 bases at plus 163. Sorry. And also over half an RBI, plus 175. So Nolan Gorman came through. He's been absolutely red hot recently. So thank you, Nolan Gorman, for that. I was so excited and typing out on Twitter when he got the homer. I called him Norman Gorman. How disrespectful of me. But a few people said that they like Norman Gorman better. So maybe we'll just call him Norman Gorman from now on. Thank you, Mr. Gorman. There. Bregman over 1.5 bases didn't cash. Alvarez home run didn't cash. Bregman home run didn't cash. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. home run didn't cash. Unfortunately, he didn't keep that streak going, but he was able to get over 1.5 bases to finish off the night. And an awesome night 23 bets, and we finished up 3.11 units. So overall, a great day. Player props, premium plays 2-0 on the site yesterday. Cannot complain about yesterday's slate at all. But I will bring up the spreadsheet here and then briefly take it away while we get to the chat and see what people are thinking. Greetings, Terry. Hey, Subaru, how's it going? Terry, ... Nicholas, we'll be talking CFL shortly. Let's make some money. Yes, that's the plan. Norman Gorman. Yes, what a hit. What a homer. What a bomb. We needed it. Going back to Alec Burleson today, home runs in 3 straight games. Also going to jump on Connor Norby for the Orioles. Burleson home run RBI, and over 1 out bases. Norby hit and a home run plus 700. Interesting. Yeah, Norby with his first career hit and first career home run yesterday. The Leafs hired Lane Lambert as an assistant coach. Nick thinks that's funny. Obviously, being an Islanders fan. Hey, maybe he'll be. He was an assistant coach before, wasn't he? Maybe that's just what he's meant to be, as an assistant coach, and just not a head coach. But we'll jump into today's slate. Quite a few games to talk about today. I'll be a little bit briefer here with some of them. This one here, Swellenbach on the mound for the Braves, but it doesn't really matter to us who's pitching on the mound for the Braves today. What matters is who's pitching for Boston, and that's Nick Pivetta here. He's lost back-to-back starts, overall 2-4 with a 4.08 ERA in 7 starts. Nick Pivetta has given up at least 1 home run in 4 of his last 5 starts and 5 of his 7 starts overall. So he's been giving up home runs. He faced this Atlanta Braves team in Atlanta, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 home runs in just 4 innings in a loss. And now he is going to face them again here today. And the wind is blowing out and it's hot. And that is that's good weather for hitting home runs. And that's what we're going with here. We are taking 2. The only Boston player that's somewhat hot recently is Ref Snyder, who we're not going to touch here. But Marcell Ozuna, Orlando Arcia, I like them both for hits as parlay pieces. Half unit play on Ozuna home run. Not touching his total bases because I believe it's like minus 140. So obviously not touching that. But we are going with a half unit on Marcell Ozuna home run. Why? He is 8 for 26 against Pivetta with 6 home runs. And the way this wind is blowing today, we'll take Ozuna for a home run. Orlando Arcia, quarter unit on his home run prop, half a unit on over 1.5 bases. Why? He's 6 for 7 against Pivetta with a double and 2 home runs, which is just crazy to be 6 for 7 against a pitcher. So Arcia has seen him well. Arcia hit a home run yesterday with the weather today, and with both of these players' previous histories against Pivetta, we will take them both to hopefully hit home runs and cash some bets. Matt Olson over half a run, RBI. Ozuna over half a run and RBI, plus 135. Best of luck. Leon Braves money line. Yeah, I would too, with Pivetta on the mound. Ultimately, this is not one of the games that I have a side in. So no side here for me. We'll be giving out one of my MLB premium plays today, and the other 2 are available over on their site on picksandparlays.net. But I'll be giving out one of them on today's show. Next game is the St. Louis Cardinals, who are in Houston facing the Astros. Miles Mikolas on the mound for St. Louis, 3-6 with a 5.54 ERA in 12 starts. Back-to-back starts, he's giving up 4 to 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 to 2 walks, 5 to 6 strikeouts. So he's been pretty consistent, giving up a few runs. Not really getting very many wins. His last win was against Milwaukee earlier on, about 4 starts ago, where he gave up 6 hits and 3 earned runs. So not the best season for Mikolas here on the mound, but kind of like the last game we talked about, we're not really paying too much attention to who's on the mound for St. Louis. It's who's on the mound for Houston, which is Ronel Blanco. Of course, if you look at his stats, 7-2 on the season with a 3.61 ERA in 10 starts. So he overall has had a great season. But if you look at what he does give up, you'll notice that in 6 of his last 7 starts, he's given up a home run. That includes 2 games against Oakland, a game against Seattle, not a good offense there, where he gave up 2 home runs. Washington, the game in Colorado, that makes sense. But he is facing some opponents where he really shouldn't be giving up a home run, and he has been giving up home runs. And now what does he have? Well, he has this St. Louis Cardinals offense, which is clicking right now. And as Tim mentioned, one of the players clicking right now is Alec Burleson, home run in 3 games in a row. So we're going with a quarter unit on the home run and a quarter unit on over 1.5 bases. I believe Burleson's home run prop was plus 500 for Burleson home run. So when you've done it in 3 games in a row, yes, you're facing a good pitcher, but you're facing a pitcher that gives up home runs, which is key. So we'll take a Burleson here, and then Nolan Gorman, who I got for a hit. It was minus 118. I took a quick break, came back, and of course it was minus 123. I hope it's still around that range at minus 125 available right now. That's absolutely insane. It's a lot of the other players minus 170, minus 200 to get a hit. The hottest hitter on the team is minus 125. Yes, please. So I took him for a half unit for a hit, quarter unit for the home run, and then a half unit on over 1.5 bases, which of course was a great price at plus 150 in this game. So we're going right back to Norman Gorman again, and Alec Burleson here in this game. For Houston, I'm going to stay off. Obviously, Miles Mikolas can get hit as well. So if you want to look at Houston props, maybe you look at Yordan Alvarez, maybe look at Alex Bregman, but I'm going to stay away from both of them today. I'm just going to take the St. Louis props as we have a bunch of plays on today's slate. So we will keep it. We'll pass on some games here or some players. Astros first 5 minus a half, full game or first 5 over 4.5, and Astros run line. Wow. Okay, so Robert likes the Astros to take care of business, and that's fine as long as they give up a couple home runs. We'll be happy. Norman Gorman hit minus 130 on DK. Yeah. Obviously, so that's what did I do? So 0.62 unit on the minus 123 to win a half. So yeah, you got to pay the juice here, but I don't understand the price whatsoever. I think it's crazy for it to be this price. So we will move on along to get on to the next games here. Cincinnati Reds in Colorado to face the Rockies. The Reds, as I mentioned on yesterday's show, are heating up, winning games recently, getting a lot of hits in recent games before coming to Colorado, but especially now coming to Colorado. And now on the mound today, Graham Ashcraft, who has not been pitching all that well, 4-3 with a 4.76 ERA. He has been giving up runs, but he's facing Dakota Hudson, 2-7 with a 5.02 ERA. He is coming off a great start against the LA Dodgers, a win, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. But if you look at it, Hudson, much better numbers on the road and better numbers at night. When you look at home games, he's 0-3 with a 7.43 ERA and 5 starts. And when you look at day games, he's 0-4 with a 5.68 ERA and 5 starts. So he's really struggled um, during the day and especially in Colorado. Um, Looking at player props here, ultimately, we're not loading up. Obviously, being in Colorado, it's extremely pricey to play props here. I do like TJ Friedel for a hit in this game. Let me make sure he's confirmed. Obviously, I was working. Yeah, so he's leading off, and then Ellie De La Cruz is second, um, which is exactly what I want to see. Friedel, 3 for 8 with a double and a triple against Hudson. So I like Friedel to get a hit, hopefully a double or a triple. Then Ellie De La Cruz, I like half unit on the RBI to bat Friedel in, which works out pretty perfect here. That these two are back to back. I also like Ellie De La Cruz as a hit for a parlay piece. Both of those guys, and then half unit on Ellie De La Cruz RBI. If you wanted to look at stolen base, I know he's the king of stolen bases. You could go there as well, but we're not overloading with props here in this game. Morning, Terry, and everyone else, of course, fading the Jays all the way through the series and first game against the A's. Yes, right now, fading the Blue Jays equals money, as we did yesterday, and we'll be getting to that game here in a bit. Reds money line is a parlay piece. Couldn't talk you off that. Cincinnati, Colorado over 11.5, minus 102. Yeah, can't talk you off that either. Obviously, Colorado only scored 1 run yesterday. Now they're going to face Ashcraft. So I do like Colorado to score some runs, and I definitely like Cincinnati to score some runs. So can't talk you off that over, even in Coors Field. But we will continue on with our next game here, which is the San Francisco Giants. And who are they facing now? I totally am playing Arizona Diamondbacks. Jordan Hicks on the mound for San Francisco. Jordan Montgomery on the mound for the D-backs. Montgomery 3-3 with a 5.48 ERA. He's struggled on the season overall. And looking at this game, ultimately we're passing here. When it comes to San Francisco props, the only person I'd want to look at potentially is Patrick Bailey, but multiple bases only in 5 of his last 11. Not quite consistent enough for me. He's 2 for 3 against Montgomery, but both singles. So not getting to any props there. We did cash with Lourdes Gurriel over 1.5 bases yesterday, which he's done in 3 games in a row. Also an RBI in 3 games in a row. He is 1 for 7 against Jordan Hicks. So not too interested there. Christian Walker, 2 for 4 with the home run against Wicks. He's got home runs in 2 of his last 5. So potentially you could look at Christian Walker there if you wanted to play this game. But ultimately, not one of the games I'm getting to here. Lean San Francisco Giants on the money line here. Robert likes San Francisco first 5 in full game. Best of luck. Nick likes San Francisco first 5 in full game. Okay, wow. So people are doubling up on the Giants. And yeah, I can't really talk you off that. Montgomery's not been good. He's not been good. And I really do lean with the Giants. Didn't end up pulling the trigger. Still time, I guess, but probably not gonna. Lots of bets on today's slate. Speaking of lots of bets, the New York Mets are in Washington to face the Nationals. Luis Severino on the mound for the Mets. Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Nationals. Corbin 1-6 with a 5.83 ERA and 12 starts on the season. His last game against Cleveland, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. So he only gave up 2 earned runs. And that is a win for Corbin because that's a pretty good start for Patrick Corbin, only giving up 6 hits and 2 earned runs with 3 walks in a loss, but When you're facing the Cleveland Guardians and you're Patrick Corbin, you better expect a loss. Now he's facing the New York Mets here, which, if this was a month or so ago, I would have said maybe Patrick Corbin could be live for a win when the Mets were struggling. But the Mets offense is not struggling right now. And that's exactly what we want when we're betting player props. We are backing Mark Vientos again today. Got the hit yesterday, didn't get the multiple bases, but we're taking him for a hit as a parlay piece. Over 1.5 bases, which he's done in 3 of 5 for a half unit, and RBI also for a half unit. Why? He's 2 for 3 against Corbin with a double and a triple. So I do like him to get the offense going here today. Martinez 1 for 1 with a double. Lindor 12 for 38 with 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Gonna stay off of them here, but we're not going to stay off Pete Alonso. 14 for 44 against Corbin, 2 doubles and 5 home runs. Alonso also playing very well recently, hits in 5 of 6. We'll take that as a parlay piece. Home run in 2 of his last 4. We'll take him for a quarter unit for a home run, and then a half unit over 1.5 bases, which he's done in 4 of 6, and he's facing Patrick Corbin. Give me an Alonso home run, and I'll be super happy in this game. As will different SPCAs, because I believe that Alonso's donating $1,000 every time he hits a home run to the SPCA. So you can't not root for Alonso to get home runs when he's doing that. Lean Mets -1. Actually, before we get to the comments, let me bring up the 2 Washington players. Both 0 for 3 against Severino, both not consistent lately. So, yeah, that's all that needs to be said there. No props. First 5 over 5. All right. Over 9.5 full game, +100. I hope the Nats can hit today. Hopefully when the Mets bullpen comes in, Luis Severino has been very good, but when the Mets bullpen comes in, the Nats should be able to get some runs then. The Mets are, get this, winning streak. Yeah. Hey, the Blue Jays were on a winning streak too. They'd won, 5 of 6? And then they're facing the Orioles, and they're coming right back down to earth quick. Mets are -142, have to parlay it. Yeah. I would parlay Mets. I like the Mets player props, but not going to take the Mets here. When the Mets bullpen comes in, we drink. Yeah, basically. That's why I wouldn't want to parlay Mets money line. I would look at the Mets first 5. I think would be a much better way to go. If you wanted to back the Mets or the Mets team total over, which I probably should look at as well. But we'll stick with these 2 guys and their player props here in this game. Milwaukee Brewers and the Philadelphia Phillies here in this one. I'll be pretty brief with this one. We are taking Nick Castellanos over 1.5 bases for a half unit. I also like him for a hit as a parlay piece. He is 2 for 2 against blanking on his name, and I don't see it here on what's going on here. Aaron Ashby. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, he's 2 for 2 against Ashby, and he's hitting the ball very well recently. So we'll take him over 1.5 bases, which he's done in 5 of 6. Brewers bats are going cold right now. The only one somewhat consistent is Joey Ortiz. And Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies, who can definitely give up runs, but ultimately we're just going to go with Nick Castellanos here in this one. David Dahl has had a pretty good couple games here with the Phillies, but we'll just stick with Castellanos here in this game. Laughing. Billy finds that funny. But hey, yeah, as a Mets fan, or if I was a Mets fan, I'd be drinking when the bullpen came in too. Phillies first 5 run line minus 125. And full game run line plus 110. Cash cow. All right. There you go. We'll move on along to our next game, which is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Miami Marlins, the Battle of Florida. Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay. Braxton Garrett on the mound for Miami. Ultimately, this is a game we're staying away from. The only play I would consider really would be Jose Siri over half an RBI, which he's done in 6 of his last 7 games. That would be the only play that I would consider here. Miami's 3 hottest hitters have had a little bit of success here against Eflin. And Eflin, not a pitcher I want to back at all. Tampa Bay Rays, not really a team that I want to back. So ultimately, this game is a pass with a heavy lean to Jose Siri over an RBI, over half an RBI. But didn't end up pulling the trigger on it in this game. Nick likes the Rays, minus 125. Rays money line, 2 units, play of the day. Whoa, okay. There you go. Rays run line as well, plus 140. Best of luck, guys. Bregman scratched from lineup today with a hand injury. Yep, he got hit yesterday. That makes sense. I'm surprised he kept playing. But he got hit with a pitch on his first at bat. And that explains that he's injured. So glad we stayed off his props. And yeah, glad we didn't bet Houston either, because that would make me lean away from Houston. But moving on along to our next game, LA Dodgers and Pittsburgh Pirates. James Paxton on the mound for the Dodgers. Paul Skeens on the mound for Pittsburgh. And this is a nice, easy pass. Paul Skeens is probably going to hit his strikeout prop. Of course, the one game I did take it when he was facing a team that struck out a lot, he got 3 strikeouts that game. So that's why we've stayed away from strikeout props this year. Haven't had much success. Maybe later on in the season. That's when I bet them last year, was later on in the season. So maybe we'll get to them later on. But not getting involved with strikeout props, and definitely not getting involved with player props here in this game. Dodgers pitchers haven't faced Skeens before. We'll see what they can do against him. With the Pirates right now, nobody's really all that consistent enough for me to take. So this game, a nice and easy pass on today's slate. Yandy Diaz over 1.5 bases. There we go. Happy Paul Skeens Day. Pirates minus 115. Happy the Dodgers are playing day, so Nick has to fade them at whatever cost. Minus 115. Good afternoon, Terry. Dodgers run line? No. Not one of the games I would get to as a side. I have 2 sides up on the site on picksandparlays.net. And then I will be giving out my one side, or one of my sides, when we get to it, which should be soon here. Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians here. Brady Singer on the mound for KC, and Nick Sandlin on the mound for Cleveland. Sandlin, an opener. So we'll see who is actually pitching for Cleveland. Maybe they're going with a bullpen day here. Which makes me glad that I passed on it here. Bobby Witt Jr. 0 for 7 against Sandlin, but if he's only pitching a little bit, then I guess that doesn't really matter. Or those numbers actually might be incorrect. They might be for the pitcher that's going to be starting most of the game. I'd have to check. But ultimately not getting to Kansas City Royals props and not getting to Cleveland props either. Jose Ramirez, I was looking at his over 1.5 bases props, which he's done in 8 of 12. I believe it was around minus 120. So ultimately going to stay off. He is 10 for 23 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs against Brady Singer. So he's had some success against Singer. But with the price of his props and with the other much better spots in the slate today, I'm going to pass here in this one. But a game I'm not passing on is the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. Here in this game, Chris Paddock on the mound for the Twins, 4-2 with a 4.57 ERA. Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Yankees. And he is 7-2. Sorry, 7-2 with a 3.09 ERA on the season. Chris Paddock faced the New York Yankees earlier on in the season in Minnesota when the Yankees completely beat up the Twins in that series. He went 5 innings, giving up 12 hits, 5 earned runs, and 1 home run. Paddock has given up a home run, at least 1 home run, sorry, in 5 starts in a row, and in 9 of his 11 starts this season. So Paddock has given up home runs. He got beat up by this Yankees team. Now he has to face this Yankees team again, who is rolling on all cylinders. Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Yankees. He pitched very well when he faced the Twins in Minnesota. Let me bring it up here. He went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run in that start. And that was the second win of his current 5-game win streak. He's won his last 5 starts. The most he gave up was 3 hits and 3 earned runs against the Angels during that streak. So Rodon has been very good. As I said earlier on in the show, the New York Yankees absolutely own the Minnesota Twins. This is the premium play that I'm giving out today on the show. Yankees minus 1.5, plus 115. I like the pitching matchup here for the Yankees. And when it comes to player props, Royce Lewis, he's played in 2 games this season. He's got a home run in both of them. We cashed on him on the first game on opening day. We cashed on him to get a home run, which he got in his first at bat, and then he got injured. And he's been injured this whole time until he came back yesterday. And when I heard he was being announced, I thought about pulling the trigger. But with the way Luis Gil had pitched, I didn't want to take it. Or I didn't want to add anything, especially with the way Luis Gil's pitched. But then the moment Luis Gil comes out and the bullpen comes in, Royce Lewis hits a home run. So quarter unit on Royce Lewis home run. I hope he does play in this game. I only saw it available at one book, which was FanDuel, and I locked that in at plus 470 for a quarter unit. So I hope he does play. Obviously, coming back from injury, he may not play in this game. If so, then that's a push, and that's fine. And to be honest, for my Yankees run line, I'd rather he didn't play. That's being honest. Looking at New York Yankees players, how have they done against Chris Paddock? Soto's 3 for 6 with 2 home runs. Verdugo 2 for 10 with a double. Volpe 2 for 4 with a double. Judge 1 for 3. Giancarlo Stanton 2 for 3 with a home run. So the 5 hottest New York Yankees have all had success against Chris Paddock. We're staying off Juan Soto, which you know exactly what that means. He's going to hit a home run today. Didn't do anything for us yesterday. We're ultimately going to stay off. Obviously, I'm on the Yankees run line. Not going to overload with props here, but we are going to take Giancarlo Stanton over 1.5 bases, which I got at plus 125, and over half a home run for a quarter unit, which I got at plus 320, because his recent games here and his success against Chris Paddock. That's the way we'll take this Yankees game today. Cleveland, minus 120. Soto home run and Yankees money line. Parlay together, plus 316. Interesting. best of luck. I hope the Yankees win. And Soto, I'm not going to be surprised when he comes through today when he didn't yesterday. That's been this story of Juan Soto's season this year. Baltimore Orioles staying because they were in there yesterday, facing Toronto in Toronto here. The Orioles getting the 10-1 win yesterday. A great game for them. The Toronto continues to struggle against the Orioles. And what do we have today? We have the Orioles as a dog. Why is that? Well, Jose Barrios is on the mound. Toronto's best pitcher this year, 5-4 with a 2.78 ERA in the season. He is 10-1 all time against Baltimore. So Barrios has had Baltimore's number. The issue, though, is that this Baltimore team completely owns Toronto. Toronto was a better team last year and in previous years when Barrios has faced the Orioles. And this Orioles team was not as strong of a team as they are now. So looking at the previous numbers with Barrios, they are a bit scary, but I can't talk anyone off the Orioles money line here. Albert Suarez on the mound for the Orioles. 2-0 with a 1.57 ERA in the season. 5 games he started, 12 games played overall. So he has done some bullpen work as well. Pitching pretty well recently, and now he gets to face this Blue Jays offense, which is just awful. Awful. They did good against the White Sox, but that's basically it. Jose Barrios, pretty good start in his last game against Pittsburgh, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. Against Detroit, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. The White Sox, 8 hits, 3 earned runs. So he has been getting hit. He has been giving up hits. Not a lot of runs overall, but he has been giving up hits. Now facing this Orioles team, which he has had success against. These Oriole players here, none of them have had a lot of success against Barrios, except Adley Rutschman. Adley Rutschman is 12 for 19 against Jose Barrios. So 19 at bats, 12 hits, 2 doubles, and 3 home runs. Whatever it is, Adley Rutschman loves to face Jose Barrios and has had a lot of success against him. So half unit on the over 1.5 bases and a quarter unit on the RBI. And I also like him for a hit as a parlay piece here in this game. Maybe not as consistent some of the other Orioles players recently, but he loves to face Jose Barrios. So we'll take him here. When it comes to the Blue Jays, you could look at George Springer if you wanted to bet something, but I don't see why anybody would want to bet anything with the Blue Jays right now. But if you really want to, maybe look at George Springer in this game. Where were we? Orioles first 5 and full game, plus 100, plus 105. All right. Blue Jays today, question mark. No. 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 Basically, the Blue Jays should not be a favorite against the Baltimore Orioles, even with Jose Barrios on the mound. Baltimore money line plus 102. All right. Jays first 5. Maybe, but I don't know. Baltimore minus 1.5 plus 205 using an odds boost. Very nice. Very nice. Great show, Terry. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. We'll jump on along to our next game, which is the Detroit Tigers and the Texas Rangers here in this one. Kenta Maeda on the mound for Detroit. Jose Urena on the mound for Texas. Urena 1-5, but a 3.74 ERA. Hasn't got much support from the Texas Rangers when he is pitched. Maeda 2-2 6.25 ERA. We're taking Riley Green over 1.5 bases for a half unit here. He is 0 for 2 against Urania, but Riley Green has just been um, hitting the ball very, very well recently with multiple bases in 7 of 8. So we'll take him here in this game. Not going back to Corey Seager props. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the day off today. He hasn't really been playing every game for Texas. Really, I would have given him the game off yesterday. 0 for 8 against Jack Flaherty, and Corey Seager didn't get a hit yesterday. So I said that Flaherty, for some reason, was able to stop Corey Seager in the past, and he continued it yesterday. And the other Detroit pitchers continued it yesterday. So Seager will be looking to bounce back. He's 2 for 5 against Maeda. Marcus Semien 3 for 5 with a home run against Maeda. So can potentially look at some Texas players here. Ultimately, just Riley Green for me in this game. Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs, the Battle of Chicago. Eric Fetty on the mound for the White Sox, Jameson Taillon on the mound for Cubs. And this game, nice and easy pass. Not getting involved in this game. Not taking any White Sox props as usual. Luis Robert Jr. got a home run in his first game back from injury yesterday. He's 1 for 5 with a home run against Taillon, but not enough for me to take him there. And not really interested in Cubs props either in this game. We will continue on to our next game, which is the San Diego Padres. I do like the earlier part of the slate better. A lot less plays here as we get onto the end. But one of the plays I do have is Manny Machado, over half an RBI. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. He is 1 for 1 with a home run against Soriano. So Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres, Jose Serrano on the mound for the Angels. Overall, not getting to a side in this game, but we'll take Machado for an RBI, which I got at plus 165, which is a great price with how he's been playing recently. So that's it. Angels players, the 2 guys that were hot are really cooling off. So the Angels offense cooling off here. Maybe you do want to look at the Padres if you were looking for a side in this game. Staying off any other props, we're just going with Manny Machado in this game. Padres -1, -122. All right. Padres -159, biggest frauds ever. Laughing and praying. Yeah. I don't know. I want to call them frauds. Everyone has bad games. Every team has bad games. To finish off the slate, the Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics here. And I'll finish us off with the pass. Not getting involved with Oakland player props. Rooker, Blade, both 0 for 5 against Gilbert, so they haven't had success against Gilbert. Ty France is not 0 for 41. That is a typo. He's most likely 0 for 4. I'll have to check that. But no, not 0 for 41. But probably 0 for 4. Crawford 0 for 3. Rodriguez 1 for 4 with the home run. Ultimately, much better spots in the slate to bet than this game. So a nice and easy pass here. Robert likes Mariners -1.5. And yeah, if I was looking at this game, I would be looking at back in the Mariners, but ultimately I'm not. We will go to the recap of today's plays. Orlando Arcia, over half a home run, plus 560. That game starts here in about 20 minutes, so he's still got time. Orlando Arcia over 1.5 bases, plus 140. Marcel Ozuna, over half a home run, plus 250. Rare half unit home run play, but that's just because with the price at plus 250 and couldn't bet his total bases prop. So going with the half unit on his home run prop. Norman Gorman, we're going back to him again 3 times. Over half a hit, minus 123. Over 1.5 bases, plus 150, and a home run, plus 360. Alec Burleson, over 1.5 bases, plus 138. Also over half a home run, plus 500. Ellie De La Cruz, over half an RBI, plus 117. For the Mets, Mark Vientos, over half an RBI, plus 135, and over 1.5 bases, plus 115. Pete Alonso, over 1.5 bases, plus 105, and home run, plus 360. Nick Castellanos, over 1.5 bases, plus 110 against the Milwaukee Brewers. For the Yankees, premium play that I gave out on today's show, Yankees run line, plus 115. Quarter unit on Royce Lewis, home run, plus 470. Then Giancarlo Stanton, over 1.5 bases, plus 125, and home run, plus 320. Baltimore Orioles, Toronto Blue Jays, Adley Rutschman, over 1.5 bases, plus 125, and home run, plus 550 against Jose Barrios. Riley Green, over 1.5 bases, plus 135 against the Texas Rangers, and Manny Machado, over half an RBI at plus 165. And right here, right underneath is the CFL. I've got 5 future bets in the CFL, but you'll have to wait about 15 minutes to get those on the CFL show. So stay tuned to that coming up in about 15 minutes with me and Nick Earl, and you can get my win totals. I've got 5 win totals in 5 of the 9 CFL teams for this season. So I have it dated October 26th, which is the last day of the regular season, but I'm hoping to cash some of these before that. So that's just the date I typed in there. I will actually jump into the chat here in a second. Take this off. Premium plays today at pixelparlays.net. Obviously, I gave you the play in the Minnesota Yankees game. I do have one afternoon game available on the site in the description below, and then one later on game as well, which are available at pixelparlays.net for purchase. Link is the description of this show. Thank you everyone for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all the support here. What's up? Good, y'all. Good luck, my brother Terry in chat. Thanks for the show. No problem. Thanks for watching. Stop Geo. Thanks. Great show, Terry. Thanks for watching, Juan. I thought I was the only one betting micro stakes. Hell yeah. Well, no, those aren't 50 cents in dollar. Those are half unit and because BetStamp doesn't have it listed as, yeah, I should probably clarify that. I'm not betting 50 cents in dollar on my bets. Those are just how I do it to classify the unit section. So no, I'm not betting dollars, $1 on my bets. CFL show, yes, in 10 minutes. So I got to go get ready for that between me and Nick. Let's get the money. Yes, that's the plan. Stop Gio laughing. Yeah, no, I want to come on here and do a show and only be placing $1 on my bets or 50 cents. Have a good day, Terry. Late as usual, I'll be rewatching. Thanks, Captain Bride. Best of luck today. Lots of good games. So best of luck on today's slate. Best of luck to everyone. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes, 10 minutes for the CFL show to go over CFL futures. And then me and Nick will both give out our power rankings for all 9 teams to start the season. Thanks for watching, guys, and best of luck today.